The Selfish Podcast acknowledges the traditional owners of the land and waters that this podcast is recorded on.
Are you overwhelmed? Stuck in survival mode? Do you need to focus more on self and be selfish?
Hey beautiful people, it's Chloe and Steph, your hosts of The Selfish Podcast. Join us on our introspective journey as we explore alternative healing treatments.
We're on a mission to soothe our mind, body and soul. What really works? How can we get it together? And what do we need to thrive?
Through deep conversations and personal experiences, we tackle everything from face mapping to breathwork and more.
It's time to prioritise yourself and your well-being. Subscribe now and get ready to put yourself first with The Selfish Podcast.
Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the next episode of The Selfish Podcast with Chloe and Steph. So I've got some things to share. I've been feeling emo AF.
Welcome to my world. What's been happening?
Well, today was Rafi's first day of school.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't know, it pulled some heartstrings. I think so much has been going on over the last few weeks, like home, work, and then just this to top it off. I just kind of felt really emotional.
Yeah.
I held it together though at drop off.
Okay. How was he feeling?
He's been up since 4:30.
Oh, good.
So he obviously is feeling something, and he said like at 4:30 a.m. he was like, "Oh, mummy, I've got a sore tummy," and I thought, "Oh, is this nerves? Excited nerves?" So this morning when we were having a little snuggle on the couch, and Adam was making me a coffee, we just had a little chat about how our tummies can feel when we feel nervous, but how that can feel the same as excited.
Yes.
So I gave him the little spiel that we've chatted about here on the potty before. But I think he's just that anticipation, you know.
Yeah, it's a
and
big
kind of
day.
big day. Yeah.
Big day.
But he was so brave. He strolled in there. I sent a text before actually saying I had to put my invisible Batman cape on.
Oh.
You know, just for me to
Yep.
kind of feel same as that, you know, pull up your big girl's panties or put your big girl's panties on and just soldier on. So it was a really different morning. I think it just comes with change, you know, and kind of realising that, shit, this is the next 13 years. I've got to get him to school on time. Usually I'm late. I'm always late.
And did he have many friends in the class?
Yeah, so he's been at early learning with all of these kids. So they've started is it inaugural? Does that mean the first?
Yeah, the first.
The first prep class that is just solely prep kids.
Okay.
So for the next 6 months, he's just with the same group, and then they'll move into reception next year instead of integrating with the current reception.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So
separate class.
Yeah, separate class.
Yep.
Teacher's beautiful.
Well done, Mama,
Thanks.
getting him there.
I know.
And it's big
I'm
day.
a school mum now.
You're a school mum.
Who knew?
You're a sucker mum.
I don't. Yeah, sucker mum. I need to get a new car. Oh.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that car. Any updates on that car?
Not yet. It hasn't dropped in yet. I'm not ready.
Not ready, but it'll be there soon.
It'll be there.
Well, speaking of first, it is today when the episode drops, Freddie's first birthday.
Today?
Well, tomorrow when the episode drops.
Oh shit! Yeah. I was far out. I'm a bad friend. Oh my gosh, my heart just sank. Then, Steph.
No, Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling a lot of things. We went to go, wanted to make him a nice cake for the day. Went to the supermarket on the weekend to get all the ingredients. Huey, mapped out this shape and this and that and,
Bless him.
With his skill set, he loves, creating. So pulled together what he wants to do. And it was just, as excited as I am, it's also that sadness. I was in tears at the checkout. And thinking back to this time last year, it was Hugh's birthday is 3 days before Freddie's, and it was just such a time of intense. It was terror. It was terror because everything with Arthur had been fine, and we decided with the obstetrician to have. I had a C-section at 38 plus 1, or maybe it was 38 plus 2, but essentially 2 weeks early.
Yep. Great.
And we decided to actually go and stay closer to the hospital those 2 days because it was I just need to get through these 2 days. Hopefully they admit me earlier. I can just go and just be monitored 24/7. But just wanted to be close and just wanted to be out of where we were and in a different environment. And just so I felt like I was holding my breath for the full 9 months of that pregnancy.
On edge.
And then when we were the first on the list, she's like, I'll get you. You'll be number one. We'll do you straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And Huey walked me through a bit of a meditation, and the people, the anesthesiologists were like, okay, are you okay? And I'm like, this is the calmest I've been probably for the last 18 months, because I was like, he's coming. It won't be long until he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing his cry for the first time, he was covered in that that white stuff. Looked, I was like, is this
different, isn't it?
Alien, or is this my baby?
Mm-hmm.
Was just, the best sound in the world. And I remember when we were back in the hotel, not the hotel room.
Well, we could call it a hotel if you want.
When we were back in the hospital
I
room.
love that you called it a hotel. It should be a hotel.
When we were back in the hospital room, and I said, Hugh, what's my face doing? What is my face doing? And he's like, you're smiling. And it was such, those muscles hadn't been working for so long, and I had maybe been doing a forced smile.
Yes.
But I hadn't really, felt that joy. And it was just pure joy, pure white light. And I said to Huey, it was like my world, or our world, went from black and white into Technicolor. That's how it felt. And I remember when we were back home, stayed in the hospital, I was like, I just love it in here. It was great. All of Arthur's doctors and nurses came to visit, which was amazing. It was COVID, so no one else could visit, but they were within the hospital.
It's, it's kind of good not having.
It was great, actually.
Yeah.
It was so nice just to have that time for us, just to try and establish breastfeeding.
Yep.
And just to be in our,
bubble.
Bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Just joy, pure joy bubble. And when we got home, Hugh's mum had made some food for us because we didn't do anything beforehand. I was like, I can't plan for the baby coming home.
You just need to get the baby here.
Just need to get the baby here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't know if the baby will come home. Hopefully they will.
Yes.
But I couldn't, nothing's guaranteed, right? So I didn't do any meal prep, anything.
That makes sense.
And it's a self-preservation thing. I did buy him a few little outfits because I thought, you know what, even if something does happen, it's nice to have outfits for them that you can, just have. So I did buy him a few little things, but Hugh's mum made us a tuna mornay.
Okay.
Which I'm a big tuna mornay fan.
I love tuna mornay
One of my
too.
favourite things.
Love it.
And Hugh...
That can be controversial.
It can be, yeah. Well, I was sussing out your reaction. I'm pleasantly surprised that you like tuna mornay.
Many people don't.
Many people don't. So she made this tuna mornay, which is different to my mum's tuna mornay, but also very nice. She puts egg in it.
Okay, egg. Yeah,
My mum's is more like a curry.
Yes.
Like curry powder with some
my mum's too.
chopped up celery. This one has got peas in it and eggs. Really good.
Okay.
And Hugh reheated it with some zucchini and some rice and this kind of stuff. And you know what zucchini's like. It can be pretty watery.
Yeah.
Especially when you heat it up. So I was sitting on the couch and Hugh passed it to me and I was like, what is this? This is the best thing I have ever eaten.
Oh, wow.
What is this zucchini? This is because everything, all of my senses were alive again.
Wow.
And so it was it felt like a rebirth of sorts.
Steph.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just remember sitting
Take
there
a breath.
going, what's my face doing?
Oh.
And it was amazing. And looking at those photos of Huey holding him, it was just, you could see
awe and wonder and delight.
Oh, and just, exhale.
Yeah, exhale. Yeah.
You could exhale.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even now, a year, I can't believe it's been a year, to be honest. I really can't believe that. But, even when he cries, I love it. I'm like, cry louder, because that's a sign of life.
Absolutely.
And vigor. And I never got to hear Arthur cry. Yeah. So I like hearing. I don't try to make him cry, but if he is crying, I just take a moment and go, yeah, he's here. So...
And I can tell you all out there that Freddie is the most delightful little being. Oh. He is just so joyful and peaceful and calm. Like his presence can be felt, and he's a special little boy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So happy birthday,
Yeah,
Freddie.
happy birthday, Freddie.
Aww.
And Leo, am I talking?
Leo, sorry. There was always going to be some tears.
Oh, absolutely. And with any of these things, with any of these times, like it was my birthday recently, Huey's birthday, and now Freddie's birthday, any time of celebration is also a time of such deep sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's love, isn't it? And that's missing, and it's that whole duality that we talked about a few episodes ago, about that you can hold two emotions, you can hold two truths. They can
two opposing emotions.
Yeah, you can be filled with such pure joy and happiness, but also be, devastated that you've got someone missing at the same time.
Yeah. How are you celebrating tomorrow?
Well, I got Freddie into an extra day of childcare because I'm going back to, I've been working 4 days, so I'm going back to 5 days.
Yeah.
And they said, we can start on the 26th of July. And I thought, that's his birthday. And I thought, brilliant. I'm still taking the day off. We're going out to lunch.
Yay.
So you and I have got this restaurant that we love going to.
Beautiful.
In the vineyards.
Oh.
So we're going there for lunch. We're doing a long lunch, and then we'll pick Freddie up on the way home. So I sort of, a little bit of me was like,
That's the guilt and the shame and the shit that we shouldn't feel.
I was like, no. This birthday's about us.
It is.
It's about us.
Yeah, and you're still going to celebrate him.
Exactly.
Exactly. And he's one. Like, this is
He
the
doesn't
thing.
know. He doesn't care.
He doesn't know.
He wants us to go out for lunch.
Yes, he does.
And we would take him, but he's actually quite...
And he's probably loving being with his friends and buddies at childcare.
He loves being with his friends at childcare.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
loves
day.
being with his
I
friends
love
at childcare. And you know what? He doesn't really like a sit-down formal lunch.
Nah.
It's not his...
We can't really enjoy all of the
exactly
delicious things that are put in front of you, can he?
It's not his
like
vibe.
the wine and the gin.
Exactly. So I need to tell you something though. So last night, I thought, okay, in preparation for Freddie's birthday, in preparation for our podcast recording, I'm going to try out this new nail dip thing.
Oh, yes. I've been wanting to be... I noticed your nails.
Oh, no.
I noticed your nails before. Do tell.
Oh, goodness. So, and I shouldn't have done this because the last few days have been a bit frantic. And I probably have been feeling a little bit on edge. And a bit anxious, so probably not the best time to do it. No, don't look at them.
Sorry. Okay. All right. I'm just going to let everyone know. We will put a photo up of Steph's nails, but they are like...
They're so bad.
They're a very odd pink, light pink.
So this is my real nails. So what happened is you've got to remove the polish first, right?
Yeah, and you had what colour? You had
I
a darker
this beautiful
colour.
maroon colour. So you've got to remove the stuff. And I sort of half listened to the instructions or read the instructions, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to do it while I was watching TV. And you've got to sort of file off. And I've had gel shellac nails done for years, especially when I was working in person in a corporate office. Stop looking at them.
Sorry.
I would religiously get my nails done every 2 weeks. So I'm like, I know how to do this. First mistake. So I, buff off some of it, put them in the acetone, all of that kind of stuff, and then I sort of get a little bit impatient. So I'm like, okay, time to scrape them off.
Yeah.
Now this was my first mistake. I went too hard with the scraper.
Yeah.
Too hard with the scraper, but not hard enough at the same time. So you see, that's the stain from the colour I had on before.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and then I've managed to
Have you gone to
scrape off some of my nail. So already I'm just like, what have I done? So I look in the kit and there's no buffer. So I thought there'd be a buffer to then get the nails completely, like if you're painting a wall, you need to use a sugar soap and then you need to whatever patch it. Yeah, so it has to be a clean surface to start with. So, and I thought, fuck, I can't have my nails like this. So I thought I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah.
So even though they're quite like jagged and not jagged, but they're like furry sort of because of the nail bed that I've managed to completely ruin. I thought I'll give it a go anyway. So the way that it works is that you dip and then you paint and you dip and then you paint and you dip and then I don't know how you said it because I never got to this stage. It's called like a it's called a
Well, SNS
dipping. It's
does
like a
the dip,
powder,
doesn't it? Yeah, that's SNS.
maybe it's SNS.
Yeah. So then are you meant to put it under a heater thing?
No,
UV light?
no. So you've got like
so this is SNS.
yeah. So then you've got a coat that you put over the top.
Yes.
So
And you've got to like shake them off. It can be really thick.
yeah. So that's what happened. Mine were literally like that thick, and I chose black.
Have you got a photo of
I
them?
should have taken a photo. I
Oh
didn't.
my God, I can't
Because I
believe
was
you
like
didn't take a
panicking.
photo.
I was panicking. I was like, oh my God, it was like 10 at night. I'm like, I want to go to bed. I've got a 6:30 call this morning, like the next morning. I need to get to bed. Freddie's asleep,
Pronto.
Hugh's asleep. Like he'd already bailed. He's like, I'm out of this nail situation. So I ended up having this blobby, thick black layer, which was literally like the thickness of my little finger.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah, that thickness. It looks so bad. And I'm like, why the fuck did I decide to do this? I'm not a professional manicurist. I'm usually pretty good at painting my nails though. So anyway, it was an absolute unmitigated disaster. I've got all of the gel like all around my cuticle between like the back end of my nails. So
Under your nails.
I then pretty much used an entire bottle of acetone to take off what I'd done. And then this morning on the way, so I thought, oh my God, my nails are completely ruined. It's going to be months until I can have them looking good again. And I'll do that.
Oh, do that.
That's even worse.
Oh,
That's even
I
worse.
got a good photo.
Oh goodness. And so they hurt. They're just
Probably need to get
not very nice at all. Anyway, what was I going to say? This morning on the way back from childcare, I was like, I need to do an SOS visit to the pharmacy.
Okay.
Get some Dr. Lewin's private formula, which is the best, like Revita nail. So I got that.
to know.
I painted my nails in the car park
Yes.
with this treatment.
Okay. Yeah, they
And
look like shiny and glossy.
yeah,
They've
and
just got,
terrible.
like, a weird
They look awful.
stain. I think
So-
it's a stain.
Anyone wants to buy a Glow Dip package, let me know because I really just
I really want to see what it looks like. Do you get like, is there lots to it or is it just the
I
dip?
can show it to you. Yeah, I can show. It's got all sorts of different powders and
I think
potions
you're meant
and
to like,
lotions.
aren't you meant to file it back and then do your next dip so it doesn't get so thick?
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
I did follow the instructions, but I clearly did it wrong, and it looked like I had some fungal growth coming out of my
Like
nail.
fungal growth.
Oh my goodness! So
Oh, I'm so glad you shared that with me just then and not earlier. Got a really good reaction from me, folks. Really good.
So I don't know. Maybe
Oh.
that's just I just don't know why I thought I should do that because I thought, this economy, I'll outlay. It was like $150 for the pack, but I was like, if I'm doing my fingernails and my my
It adds
mani and pedi,
yeah.
that might be $100 for a
Yeah.
mani pedi. So
Yes.
I only need
You just getting it
1.5
Yeah.
for it to pay off. Well, I've done a 0.5, and there will be no further
No further.
application.
I think go and enjoy your mani pedi by the professionals. Note to self.
Oh, note to self. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
And you've been getting into mischief as well, haven't you, online?
I have. Oh my gosh. So this is on Sunday. We're madly trying to like clear out our shed and so that we can redo the shed and actually use it because at the moment it's just like a fucking rubbish tip.
That's my house at the moment.
No, you're too hard on yourself. It's definitely not like that. Ours is, you couldn't even walk in there. Like there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we
It's
pulled
like
it all out.
a hoarder's
It is
wet
like
dream.
a hoarder's den. Yeah, wet dream. Love that. Yeah. So anyway, we've pulled everything out and I'm trying to sell things on Marketplace. Love
Lovely.
Marketplace. And this guy like Oren something or other pops up, like maybe 10 minutes after I've posted the coffee table.
Yep.
Base of a coffee table. The glass is broken. Like no one's going to want this coffee table. Anyway, he was happy to purchase the coffee table.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh.
First red flag. Someone actually wants to buy the
First red
coffee
flag,
table.
exactly. And he had a weird name and I didn't go into his profile. Like
Yep.
so many fuck ups from the get-go. But anyway, here we are. And so he then proceeded to say to me, oh, do you have Pay ID? And I was like, oh, yeah, I've got Pay ID. Like,
What's Pay ID?
I don't know, something that you can like just transfer money through
Okay.
a phone number.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got that? Anyway, I didn't realise I've got it set up to one account, but I don't know which card it is. So anyway, I was trying to set it up to this new one and I did set it up, but I could only use my email account. And so then I had to send him my email so that he could transfer further money to me.
Okay.
So then he's like, I've transferred it. Can you like take a screenshot of the email that you've been sent? So I did that, sent it to you. And I was like, oh, the money hasn't come into my account. Like I can't see it here. He's like, and then I got another email saying that I needed to transfer him $501 to set it up. And I was like, what? I'm so confused. And anyway, he was kind of writing back like, oh, yeah, I've done this before. Like, I thought that you had a business account set up. And there's so many red flags now I'm saying it. And I was literally like, thinking this is fine.
You still think it's legit at this point?
I thought it was legit. I was just home by myself looking after a friend's little girl and the two boys were there. Adam was out surfing with a mate. And I was like, oh, great. I'm going to sell my first thing.
I've done it.
Anyway, it's getting like a bit back and forthy, and I'm like, I haven't seen $500. So he had to transfer me $501, and then I had to transfer it back. And I'm like, this is fucking weird. But
and
my
how much were you selling the coffee table for?
$50.
Okay.
As I'm saying it out loud, it's really stupid. Anyway, Adam walks in the door and his mate. They're like, this is a scam, Chloe. I was like, no. Like, read this. It's like telling me he's done this before.
Look at our rapport. We've got
rapport.
Banter.
It's fine. Anyway, then I'd like type it literally into like pay ID scam into my search engine and straight up comes the scam that I am in. And anyway, I just deleted everything and it was all blocked him.
Okay, so no money was exchanged.
I've still got the coffee table for sale. If anyone would like to purchase it, it's $50. But yeah, I nearly got done.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, I wasn't. Adam was like, were you going to transfer the money? I was like, well, no, not until I saw it in my account.
Yeah.
But I can see how people would just get, it was this back and forward. My mind just, I don't know, it wasn't working. I'm not sure.
Well, they try and confuse you a little bit as
yes,
well.
It was the confusion
as well. And they
part.
use the tech terms to be like, oh, well, it's this and this and this.
Totally.
And yeah, you can see how it can happen, especially to our elderly
100%.
folk.
So
yeah.
just beware.
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace is a scam haven, apparently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And especially I think this time of year with, end of financial year, tax season, a lot of people get scammed as well with, I got a text message saying, the ATO have updated some details, click this link. I was like, no.
I then went in to look into his profile because then I was like, who is this person? Anyway, he's like in Italy. Because then I was like, oh my God, I've given him my address.
You gave him your address?
Oh, because he was going to come and collect it. And then that's what you do on Marketplace, isn't it? Anyway, I've been double checking the doors that they're locked and all the sorts of things. But anyway, nothing. We're fine.
You're fine. You'll be fine.
Big
well,
exhale.
There you go. There is a lesson for everyone out there. And one thing, like we have to do all this cyber training at work.
Yes.
Just for the scammers and all that kind of stuff to make sure that everyone's up to speed with what's going on.
Yeah.
And one thing that they always say is check the actual email address. So if you get a email that looks a bit iffy, and they're so sophisticated these days that they've got the logos, they've got the
they've got it all.
They've got the fonts.
It looks like it was from PayID.
Yeah. But if you then go to you hover over hover
the
over the actual address, and often it will look a little bit off.
No, I then had a look back over the email and there was 3 exclamation marks at one point, and I was like, I don't think PayID would do that.
They're not that excited.
No, they're not. They just...
I hate exclamation points. I use them far too often.
Me too.
I often have to edit my text messages and take some out. Mine. Yeah. One per message, Steph. That's what I tell myself. Unless I'm doing a double exclamation point.
Double excited.
Excited.
Oh, golly. All right, let's move on to Astro, the stars.
Yes. So it's Leo season. Raw.
We're in the lion season. It's quite nice, actually, because we've moved out of the watery Cancerian season, which is highly emotional. And now we're into the courageous, bold, brave lion.
Yes.
So increases in creativity, joy, just kind of more energy, which is
brilliant.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
What else have I got down here? Interestingly, use this season to be open and to feel things in your heart. So there will be lots of passion, romance. It's all about self-expression, and there's opportunities for growth.
That's what we like.
Love it. We're also in Venus retrograde. So Venus is the planet of love, beauty and values. So it's like kind of going backwards now, which is totally okay. It's till September, but it's like kind of provides this new season for realizations, understanding and deep healings within our relationships. So it's very much about like working out, is this relationship for me? Is it serving my highest good?
Yes.
So feeling into all different sorts of relationships.
Yeah, because I was going to say, is this just romantical, or is this also any friendship, business?
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything that's maybe feeling
familial.
Like, outdated or not for you anymore, and not allowing you to step into your higher self. Yeah, maybe it's a time to let them go. Set
them free.
Yeah.
So as you were just talking, because we often hear about Mercury being in retrograde and that kind of stuff. I didn't actually even know what the word retrograde meant. Yeah. I just Googled it, and it means directed or moving backwards.
Yeah, but I think that the planets don't actually, or just spat, move backwards. They kind of, they like station?
Yes.
And so it appears that they're moving backwards.
Yeah.
It appears there's a backward motion.
Yeah, in astronomy it shows retrograde motion. So they appear to be.
Appears to be, but it's not really. But it just kind of, it enhances different characteristics, I guess, of that planet.
Yes.
In different ways. So yeah, that's what we've got.
Very good. Very good.
So we've got our next little card pull.
Yes.
As well.
Do you want to pull the card this week? I can't remember who did it last week.
We've got our strange herbal astrology pack.
Yes.
Again.
My first.
Sorry, I should have.
My first deck of cards? I'm never mean to your deck. My goodness.
No. There's
especially after what happened to my
learnings.
nails. All right, here you go. You shuffle them. I don't know how to shuffle cards.
So you've got to find the one in the book and read it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what have we got? What do we need this week? Beautiful people. This one's given me something. Oh, I've got a mushroom. Reishi.
What number?
27. Reishi retreat. So I don't know what it's going to tell us about this one.
So that's in the herbs of Jupiter section. Okay, and did you have it upright or reversed?
Upright.
Okay, retreat, recovery, meditation, hibernation, spiritual contemplation, replenishment of spirit. So called the Lingji in Chinese, it represents immortality and is considered the herb of spiritual potency, meaning success, well-being, divine power and longevity.
Is it a mushroom or have I got that completely wrong?
Let me have a little look.
I feel like I take
it's a mushroom.
drops.
It's one of the oldest mushrooms used in medicine.
Right.
It's long been called an anti-aging mushroom and a powerful Shen tonic, a category of medicines that nourish the spirit. So there's quite a lot of this. Its borderline miraculous properties are being researched, verifying ancient knowledge, including how the mushroom profoundly relaxes the nervous system, calms the mind, and induces a state of relaxed focus. One of the many reasons spiritual seekers consume this mushroom is for the spiritual experience it unlocks when in meditation.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So in terms of guidance, it says pause. It's time for renewal. If you feel overwhelmed or mentally overloaded, present, it's time to retreat. Take the time to recuperate and recharge, and personal growth will follow. Overstimulation and indecision lead to a sense of weakness, imprisonment, and feeling that you are evading death. Like bear, hibernate or rest before you take on the next project or challenge. Many Native American tribes have called this space of inner contemplation the Dream Lodge, a place to witness death and see beyond the confines of physical reality by visiting the dream time. Create the space to be in silence and calm the internet chatter.
Oh, okay. There's a beautiful
reflection is key to the path of self-mastery.
I love that.
Reflection is key to the path of self-mastery.
I could not agree more.
Yeah, I was going to say this card, that was a good one.
Yeah, this is great. I'm sorry. I really love these decks now. No,
you.
gorgeous. Love it. Love it.
It's
love
a bit
it.
of fun, It's a bit of.
I definitely need to take a photo of that so we can put it up for everyone.
Oh, yep. I'll grab
so just
that.
keep it out.
You are the medicine. That's what this deck says. Look, you are the medicine.
Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's jump into our next modality for the week. What are we chatting about, Steph?
We are chatting about naturopathic medicine, or our time with the naturopath.
Yes. Naturopathy.
Naturopathy.
Yeah. Okay, so for everyone out there, naturopathy is a natural health modality that is both an art and a science. It integrates traditional therapeutic methods with modern evidence-based health perspectives. The aim of clinical naturopathic medicine are to restore, maintain and provide sustainable wellness. Naturopathic, have I said that right? Naturopathic, sorry everyone, approaches to healing are aimed at supporting and enhancing the body's own innate wisdom to find equilibrium and balance. So it's really a holistic healthcare approach, and it honours the unique individual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they often assess nutrition, lifestyle, physical activity, stress, sleep, body system functions.
Yep, awesome.
Yeah, such as like detoxification, hormone regulation, energy, immune function. So there's so much
All that good
they
stuff.
tackle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when did you first see a naturopath?
So it was back actually after Raf's birth. I was just feeling like extremely exhausted.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Depleted.
yeah. I had the speech pathology practice at that time, and I think I had 2 employees at that point, but I pretty much just took like 4 weeks off, I think.
Yeah, wow.
Actually, one of the employees decided to resign a week after I got back from hospital, so it was just really intense kind of period of time. So I was just feeling exhausted, like,
As
newborn.
any new mother would.
Yeah. So then just holding kind of the business and the newborn kind of bubble.
2 babies.
2 babies. Yeah, it was just why I found my naturopath. And I had actually been recommended her from my auntie who had seen many naturopaths before, like up in Queensland and all over.
Yeah, so they'd been in the family. It was a practice that was known.
Yeah. And I had really no idea what to expect. I was like just rocked up and I was like, I'm tired. Fix me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me something.
Yeah, give me something.
Give me something. Yeah, I went to a naturopath after Arthur was born. I went about 6 months afterwards because I was like, I need to replenish my body if I'm going to, give this another go. Mm-hmm. So I was recommended by the lady who did my body work. She recommended this naturopath to me.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, and I had sort of never been to one before. I had to Google, like, what is a naturopath because I wasn't really sure.
Well done. I didn't do that.
Yeah, well, I was just sort of thinking, because I'd never sort of been exposed to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in my vocabulary. So, yeah, it was really interesting. And I think it's a beautiful way to look at the body and to be paired with other types of medicine as well, just in terms of it's a very, as you mentioned before, holistic approach.
Super holistic.
To the body.
Yeah, absolutely. So in my experience, when I went in, I think it's a little bit different to yours, Steph, but my practitioner used what's called a Veda machine, not Vedic. That's a form of astrology for anyone out there. So
how do you spell that?
A Vega. Sorry.
A Vega.
V-E-G-A. Not A.
Vega.
So just Vega. Vega machine.
Like Lou Vega, the guy who sings Mambo No. 5.
Oh, yep, sure. Oh my gosh, that's taken me back.
Love that song.
Back to primary school.
Primary school? Really? Was it there?
Yeah. I feel like I was in year 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Mambo No. 5. What girl were you? Angela.
Someone. And Rita. Yeah.
Remember that? I'm sure we're going to get that stuck in your head now, guys. So the Vega machine, it's really interesting. It's like a it's a machine that sits in front of the practitioner, and then she puts this like gel on the middle of your palm,
Okay.
and then she prods you pretty hard in the hand in your palm, right?
Yeah.
And then you hold on with your other hand. You hold on to this metal rod.
Like electroshock.
Well, it didn't shock me. You don't feel anything. But it's a electrodermal. I didn't know this until I Googled it, guys. Electrodermal testing device. So it's used to evaluate the health of patients, and it involves electromagnetic field conducting impulses detected through an acupressure point. That's and moisture within the skin. So she adds that. So when you finish with it, like you do have an indent kind of in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. So she'll then do like a homeopathic approach where she's got all these different little like test tubes that she'll put on a plate on her side and then test how my body responds to it.
Oh.
So she goes through all different things. So it can be all like food. It can be, she found parasites in my tummy. She found viruses. So much stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so it makes this different sound when there is like more, like kind of like that in your body. And so then she'll know, and she'll like move those little test tubes to the side so that then when we come to the end of the testing, she knows kind of like, right, we're going to make a herbal tonic to support your adrenals, or we're going to give you some magnesium because that's low, or and that's how she tests me.
How cool is that? And so did you end up with a whole bunch of
so usually
pills
I get so many things, and I'm not really great at following a plan.
Neither.
So but I tried really hard. I did try really hard. I went to her for like years, actually. And I was meant to go back just recently, but I was unwell myself. So I'm going to go back and get back on top of things. But, yeah, really supported. So when I went in there, I was actually close to like adrenal like dysfunction, I guess.
Yeah.
Like she was just like, your nervous system is shot pretty much. So kind of, work together to kind of align that a little bit more. And in this particular practitioner she's like a goddess. So she's just like this beautiful. Again, I don't know why your person keeps coming back to me. Your long
warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like that.
Yeah.
The most beautiful skin.
And where's her practice based? Is it a home practice, or do you go to a...
Yeah, it is a home practice to the side.
Yep.
She's got a little room to the side.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my experience. But, yeah, pretty much just sitting there, and then she uses the Vega machine, and then she concocts homeopathic like a drop kind of thing that you put under your tongue. She's got some bush flower essences.
Yep.
And then you often get like really good quality like vitamin C or magnesium or like all of the things that kind of came up that I was lacking.
Yeah. And how often would you see her?
It was like no more than once every 3 months. Yeah. She's so booked out. It's so hard to get into it. But even I reckon like once every 6 months would be appropriate.
Yeah. I think that's what I was doing.
Yeah. Perfect.
Unless I was on a specific, treatment
regime
plan for
and you needed
something
to check
in particular.
back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about your experience?
So I was recommended to her by the lady who was doing the massage and whatnot with me. And went to her place, home I was going to say home salon, but it's not a salon.
Like an office?
Home
clinic?
Home clinic.
Yeah.
Home clinic. She had a desk. She was wearing this beautiful crystal around her neck, which I remember.
Gorgeous.
Had some water out for me, which I do appreciate that. Because there's many times where you go to places and like, I'm parched.
Yeah.
I might not remember. I don't have a big bloody water bottle like you do, Chloe. You should see this.
I don't know where mine
bright,
is. Fluoro orange.
Fluoro orange to go with your wardrobe.
My wardrobe of black.
Anyway, so I appreciated the water, and it felt like it had been like, it had a crystal next to it as well. So
Oh, and they've always got the great water filters.
They've got the best water filters.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I just take one of these home?
Didn't you get one?
Fill up my water bottle. I did end up getting a water filter. Yeah.
And the water tastes great.
Yeah. I really love it. I love the water filter. And yeah, so went to see her. I was in a very vulnerable state at this time. And sort of, because whenever I was seeing these practitioners, I felt like I really wanted to give them a full picture of what I was going through, because it's not just the depletion of having grown a baby inside of myself for 9 months. It's then the postpartum. It's then the emotion. It's in the stress. It's in the trauma. It's in the, loss, all of that kind of stuff. So she was really good and just, had a look at my nails. Thank God they weren't looking like this.
She'd be like, tongue?
What is going on? Yeah, looking at my tongue, looking at eyes.
Yeah, that's right.
All that kind of stuff. And and gave me a bunch of different things, supplements. Not a bunch, there were, maybe one or two, because I said to her, listen, I'm not going to take these regularly. So, so let's have a think about what is the most important, and then you tell me, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. So we did that, and she also made up this herbal formula, which is the most foul tasting thing. It's like this bitter. I take a shot, like a 5 ml shot before each meal. Yeah. But that supports different things. So usually supports adrenals, and I did actually get a list of what it supports, because I was thinking, what is in this herbal formula? But adrenals, nervous system. For me, it was stomach acid production, anti-inflammatory properties as well. So I found it to be a really holistic view. Like, she would ask me, how often are you outside, all that kind of stuff. So really taking in everything. And when she would come back with advice, yes, part of it would be the supplement. But part of it would also be like, make sure you're getting some sunshine. And
meditating.
Are you going into forests? Like this winter, we really got into the forest bathing, which absolutely loved, just being with those pine needles and all the other stuff.
Fresh air.
Yeah, just being outside. So that was good. And then I sort of, saw her maybe every 6 to 9 months. And then I got this flare up on my face of the rosacea.
Yes.
So breast milk didn't work. So I booked into to
thought
see
it
her.
would.
I know, thought it would.
Yeah.
And I'd also done
cream didn't work, everyone.
Your cream didn't work.
No.
Nothing topical worked.
No.
Nothing topical was working. And I was also feeling
Inside
hot.
out.
And I think I've been telling you that I've been feeling really heaty. So when I went to see her, I told her all of this kind of stuff, and she does a lot of work with gut restoration and sort of microbiome mapping. It's sort of like a specialty of hers. And there is so much literature about the linkage between the gut and the brain. And I had done my own research and was looking that rosacea is often linked to the gut.
Right.
So when I was there, we decided that I would do this gut restoration package.
Yes.
Which is an investment, $888.
Right.
Which is a very auspicious number. 8's very lucky. And in
maybe
Chinese,
there was some consideration to that price point.
Yeah, I think there very much would have been. And I thought, what, I want to get to the bottom of this, because I've got a literal red flag on my face. You can still see, we're still going through it. So decided to do this microbiome mapping and signed up, got the kit sent to me, and this is where you might want to,
just a bit of a warning.
Fast forward the next few minutes if you're get a little bit queasy, because
squirmy.
Getting the sample to the lab was not a pleasant experience. And I mean, I changed nappies, pooey nappies, many, many times a day. And I picked up dog poo for many, many years. But there's something about collecting your own shit that just hits differently. So I had to make sure, like, every time I needed to go to the toilet that week, the first week, I was in a rush. I needed, I needed some real time to do this. And then there were certain days you had to do it so it could get to the lab. Because you sent it, you like express post it directly to the lab.
Yes.
It's this little, like these 2 little test tubes you have to fill up. So
fill up.
To do that, you have to defecate into like a plastic Tupperware container that they provide you with.
Okay.
Like, if you're getting like a small salad at the deli section.
Oh, yeah, similar to that.
A small salad. Okay. Round one.
So did you just poo your whole poo in there?
Well, it depends how big your poo is. I did a partial one in there.
Partial poo.
Into the container. And then you've got like a scooper, and they're like, you need to basically mine
what?
through your
Gross.
sample.
Your feces.
Yeah, to get different parts of it to get to the lab because because not every part of the poo is the same, you know?
True. I've never thought of that.
No. And so you then got to, and it's like obviously disgusting.
I feel a bit queasy.
Yeah, no, it really, and so you got to dig through. I'm just, so everyone's just prepared when they
Great.
do it.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was, and then you've got to scoop it and put it into the different test tubes, and then you've got to shake it, and it was just, it was a lot, right? It was a lot, and then I had to look at it really deeply in the eyes, and then write what it looked like on this piece of paper and fill out this whole form about it and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
So it was
You really
to get
got in touch with your poo.
I really did. Got fully in touch with it on a lot of different levels.
Yeah.
Then I had to dispose of that. Into the toilet, but then all the other paraphernalia. So lucky that wasn't the week I lost the lotto ticket. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
My goodness!
Otherwise, that lotto ticket would have been lost forever. Would have been lost forever. So anyway, take it in there, whatever. A few weeks later, get the results back, have an appointment. And I was so excited. I was like giddy.
You were excited.
Thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Because this is what we've all been waiting for, what's been going on in my gut. I'd lived in Asia for 3 years. I ate a lot of street food. I was thinking, could I have picked up
so you
some
were
kind
thinking,
of
parasite,
some kind of parasite, but then I knew I was inflamed. So it was really, they test all this stuff, and I've got my complete microbiome mapping in front of me that I'm just showing to Chloe.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we don't have a colour printer, so
so it usually comes out in colour.
Yeah. So one side's green, one side's red.
Oh, wow.
So it looks through, your general description, then the short chain fatty acids, all these different markers. I'm not going to go into the details because none of us know what it means. But then it looks at parasites, bacteria and viruses, fungi and yeasts. And all in all, my poo's pretty good. Like I said
So
to
no,
Bea, I said,
is this like good here?
That's green. That's all green.
So
that's
bacterial pathogens, all good?
Yeah. Anyway, we don't have to.
We probably don't need to go through it.
Go into the details of this. But no, it was actually pretty good on the whole. But there was one big thing that was a red flag, which was my SIGA.
What's that mean? Oh, we're going to Google that, guys.
I'm going to Google that because it was explained to me.
SIGA. Or obviously is a
it
acronym.
Stands for something. Yeah, it's an acronym. But essentially, I've got a leaky gut. So in your gut, you've got all of these little, things that
villi.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have through stress, through pretty much everything that's been going on in my life. These can sort of develop holes in them, or develop holes along your gut lining.
Right.
That means that what's in your gut lining can leak into your blood.
Wow.
And cause an inflammatory, highly inflammatory response. Because the rest of your body's like, oh, what's going on here? What are they doing there? And it brings about an inflammatory response. So that's what had been happening. And I do.
So interesting.
I can, it's that heat because my body, and I feel like I'm a bit swollen. Like my body just feels hot.
Yeah.
So when these results came back, went through them together. She talked me through the entire report in a lot of detail. Super, super interesting. And then we worked out what the plan was going forward. Wow. So there's some different things that she made me a beautiful herbal essence, which, quite bitter, but doing its thing.
Yep.
I've also got some other supplements and whatnot. But often when you have this leaky gut, you aren't really absorbing those nutrients.
Yeah.
Because your gut cannot
hold on to it.
So the main thing to cure it is no gluten, no sugar, no, what else do I like? Dairy. Alcohol. So trying to eliminate all of those things.
So like a keto kind of diet?
Sort of.
Or,
yeah.
So you can have meat?
Yeah, but,
or is
but
it
again,
veg-o?
like you're trying to. No, you can have meat. I mean, can have any of this stuff. I think when you're eating a lot of this kind of stuff, if you have just a little bit of it, like she described it like a bucket. Like if you've got a bucket and you fill it up with all these different bits and pieces, eventually it will overflow.
Yes.
And that's like if I'm putting all this stuff through me, eventually I'll have an inflammatory, like a histamine response. So if I lower everything, if I did have a bit of gluten in my diet later down the track, it wouldn't cause such an issue because I'm not already at my limits of where I need to be.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So to start with, it's elimination for 6 weeks.
Okay. Wow.
It's been about 6 days.
Yeah. And we just had some muffins.
Yeah, it's had varying. I do feel it though. I do feel it.
Yeah, and your skin is looking heaps better.
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like it is. So if I had some sugar the other day.
Yeah.
And I felt itchy all over. Like it's really interesting because it makes you sort of pause. And when I do actually feel better when I'm not eating it, it's just getting into those habits. And having the food on hand.
Totally.
Because it's gluten's in a lot of stuff, dairy's in a lot of stuff.
So does she suspect that once you, can you fix a leaky gut? Can that villi grow back?
Yep, so you can heal it, but you just need to pare back all of the stuff that you're doing.
You kind of need to detox in order to enable that healing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then this is probably because I've also had some other reflux and that kind of stuff, so it's likely all linked.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the prescription for me is to limit those things. Well, not just limit them, eliminate them.
Eliminate.
I have had a few slip-ups. I mean, it's birthday season, right?
I think you just need to get over tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then maybe,
Yeah, but I have been a lot better. So, even with Huey, having, I moved to oat milk. That was your influence with the almond milk. And then I was like, does oat have gluten in it? But it can be gluten adjacent because it's growing next to wheat. But
the almond can.
So I have the oat can. So I've gone to almond now. And even now I feel so much better.
Yeah.
So, I think it will be, I'm really glad that I did it. And I think for me it was my face telling me.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have listened otherwise.
No.
Push it away. But it's also just interesting taking a step back and listening to what your body is telling you. And I remember back, 15 years ago I did I Quit Sugar when it first came out.
I did that. Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I first had some sugar afterwards, I felt like I was stoned. No, not stoned. I felt like I was high. Well, same thing.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
I felt like I had just,
I've got
because I could feel the rush.
Yeah, I know.
Through my body. And so even this, we were doing some lolly bags for Freddie, and of course I'm going to be eating as we're stuffing the bags.
Yes.
And I was just I felt this heat rising through my body.
Fascinating.
So I can have
that awareness.
Gin and soda.
Great.
Or vodka soda if I'm really wanting a drink. But wine's not too great.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll do my best, and I'm
no
actually
Billy Cart for a little while.
Well, I think if it's a celebration. If it's a celebration we and that's what I said. I said, I've got birthdays next week. I've got birthdays next week, and I will be having a drink at the birthdays.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will be eating some of that delicious
just
cake.
Put it next week.
Yeah. No. So I'm excited to share this journey.
I can't wait to hear
as we go through.
I'm pretty sure everyone would be eager to hear how you go.
Yeah, but it's just. But the first thing I've noticed, even straight away, is that I really am listening to my body. When I'm eating, after I'm eating, to
the digestion.
And I'm not just listening; I'm hearing.
Yeah,
because I was feeling it before and ignoring it.
Yeah,
and
thank you for that honesty.
Yeah,
because we all do that.
Yeah, and now I'm like, no, I want to.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
deeply.
I'm listening. And the sugar, I just need to get over this.
Me too.
I've got this emotional eating with the sugar.
Yeah.
So
I might get that I Quit Sugar book out. Actually, I know where it is at home.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good old Sarah Wilson.
Sarah Wilson.
Yeah. There was the naturopath told me about this amazing tea that I did buy because I was talking to her about the sugar, and she sort of said, well, when you're eating, when are you eating? And I said, well, usually it's after dinner and I'll eat my entire day's worth of calories on the couch. And she said, well, what are you seeking? What are you wanting? Is it joy that you want? What actually is it? And what is the food giving you? And then how can you try and get that joy or pleasure in other ways? So, for example, one of the things she said to me is if it's joy that you're seeking, can you just
go and have sex?
Go and masturbate, or have sex. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is it actually that you're seeking, that you're why are you doing it, and how can you replace it with something else? So this licorice tea that I got.
Oh yeah.
By what's the brand? Higher Living.
Oh yeah.
So they've got this lovely licorice tea which I couldn't find in stock actually at Coles, so I might have to check for Woolworths.
It's like the hummus.
It's it will be a full thing. it's got this sweetness to it. So I've started having that after dinner.
Beautiful.
And yeah, it's really hitting the spot.
Perfect.
Yeah, so just and then thinking.
Yeah.
And I know why.
Yeah.
You know, but it's it's been
so cool.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
I'm excited for your journey.
And sorry, B, for like completely, you know, stuffing up what SIG is, all that kind of stuff. But,
No. That doesn't matter.
Exactly. And I've got my full microbiome map.
I love it. It's very in depth.
Yes.
Very in depth.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's two like quite different experiences with the naturopath.
Yes.
Actually.
Well, I feel like, you know, but the two of us are like detectives.
Yeah,
going
absolutely.
on this detective journey together. And so I've got another appointment in 6 weeks, or probably 5 weeks now, just to check in and see how I'm doing. And then,
and then see
go
what
from
happens.
there. Yeah.
Amazing.
Then maybe like we don't have to be full restriction.
Yeah, you might be able to bring some stuff back in if you want to, or you might be feeling so great that you're like, nah, I want to continue.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Excited to hear more. Well, thank you all for listening along.
Do we want to do a little like spot meditation?
Oh, yeah?
Spot
Yep. You want to?
Well, let's just do a few breaths. Let's just each do.
Yes.
I'll lead us on this one. Let's just do one deep breath in through our nose, and then a deep breath out through our mouth.
Beautiful.
And one more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then one more in. And on the next exhale, I want you to, you know, make a noise. Whatever noise your body wants to make, we make that as we're on the exhale. Lovely. I would have made it a bit more aggressive sound than that.
I know, but I didn't really want to do it like a grunt or something.
Yeah.
I thought, you know.
Do you know what's very interesting? I'd noticed that like Freddie regulates. He often will just like scream to regulate his nervous system.
Or shake. Or,
stomp his feet. I love it. Anyway.
Enjoy your day or night, whenever you're listening.
Enjoy your time and enjoy yourself. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all so much for listening. We really do appreciate your support. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a rating and a review. And if you like this show, please share it with a friend and tell them to have a listen. Just send them the link to that Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcast. You can also connect with us on Instagram at the.selfishpodcast. You can always slide into our DMs as well and let us know if you have got a different type of treatment that you would like us to explore, or if you've got any specific questions. Anyway, thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.